Thank you very much, and pleasure to be here tonight. And so tonight, a little bit of a different shift for you. You've got some of the speakers talking to you tonight about equine research, and I'd like to bring you a message tonight about fire safety. As many of you know, since January 1, we've had a whole slew of barn fires, and unfortunately, we've killed dozens of horses in those fires. So what I'd like to do is just talk to you a little bit about this, and then I'm going to give you homework. So you thought you were going to come here and just have a quick little lesson and fun, but I'm going to give you homework as we go along. As I was putting this talk together this morning, I was sent an email. There was yet another barn fire today. Now, fortunately, no animals were involved in that one, but how many of you own horses? How many of you keep them in a barn? How many of you have done an inspection of your barn to reduce risk? Congratulations. This is probably the highest number of all the talks that I give on this, of people who've done it. And then tonight, about the rest of you, you're all going home to do that, right? Yes? All right. Okay, nobody wants that phone call at 2:30 in the morning to walk out to your barn and see this. And it's happened way too many times. And if you think about us as the caretakers, we tie horses up or lock them in stalls inside there. They haven't got a home. And I want to show you a couple of things that I think should make you think about this a little differently tonight. All right, so Classy Lane, how many heard about that one? All right, beautiful facility, well maintained. Insurance inspection took place. Huge fire, killed more than 40 horses, one of which was $1 million horse from the racetrack. We had 9 horses die in another blaze, and then just recently we had a woman that was rescuing horses, and they died in a barn. And these are her words, and I want you to think about it. She came to the barn, and she said, "I heard them stomping their feet in there, and I couldn't help them." And they all died. So, I don't want to freak you out on this, but barn fires, you are the one that's in control of this risk on your barn. You are the first line of defense for your horses, and they depend on you to give them that proper care. So, just a couple of things. There's 3 lines of defense for you as a horse owner. One is education, to educate yourself, and then use that education to go out to your barn and prevent the fire from happening in the first place. The second is through inspection or enforcement. And inspection that's when you contact your fire department or someone with that expertise and just walk through the barn with you. A lot of people are afraid to do this. And so when we've done research and we've looked at people and their attitudes on this, a lot of them are afraid because they're going to be, someone's going to come in and force them to spend money on their barn or to do other things. It doesn't work that way. If you contact your fire department, have them walk through the barn with you, they can actually point out all kinds of things. And I've actually done that with the Puslinch Fire Department, and one of the best things I ever did, because when I walk into my barn, I have a hay stall. And I thought, oh, I'm so proud. It's all neatly stacked. It's beautiful hay. And he walks in and he goes, "Fire source." And I walk down to one of the other stalls and I've got all my shavings all lined up and they're all neat and tidy. And he goes, "Fuel source." So he comes in walking into that barn looking at it completely different than you and I do. And so we need to train ourselves through education to then go through that inspection, and hopefully we're not getting enforcement. Fire suppression is the last thing that you can do, which is the last-ditch effort. And once that fire starts, it's a problem. All right, so we want to challenge everybody out there as horse owners to be proactive, prevent it from starting in the first place. That is the most effective way to deal with fires. You've heard a lot of things on the radio about people talking about, well, why didn't they have sprinklers in there? Everybody should have sprinklers in their barn. Right? It's not that simple. We don't have time to go into it tonight, but it's not just a simple thing of putting a sprinkler system into your barn. There's more to it. So the effective way of dealing with that fire risk in your barn is prevent it. And this involves you as the horse owner. All right? So you can learn how, ask a fire prevention officer, and I'm going to talk to you about some other things as well. I want you to think about this. This is given to us by one of the firefighters that we work with, and this graph shows you how fast fires can spread. A barn fire can double in size every 2 minutes. So think about that now, trying to get your horses out. It takes 2 to 3 minutes per horse to get them out. Every 2 minutes, that fire has doubled. So if this is a 4-stall barn, that's roughly that 512 square feet. So the fire starts down here, it starts to grow, it doubles every 2 minutes, all right? 2 stalls are fully enveloped by this point in time. All your stalls are enveloped in 20 minutes. How long do you think it takes to get your fire department out there? Depends on where you live. All right, here's the typical. Usually that fire is not noticed for a long time till after it starts. A lot of those fires smolder and are sitting there and no one's paying any attention. So if you notice it in that first 5 minutes, it's going to take them another 5 minutes or 2 minutes to get it reported. The dispatcher sends out the trucks. It may take them a good 10 minutes or more to get out to your property, depending on where the fire department is. When they actually get out there, then they have to stop and get everything set up. So, as I said, if this is a 4-stall barn, half of it's already in flames before they can even get set up to put a hose on it. And then, of course, it's fully involved. So, one of the best things you can do is make sure that you have no smoking signs posted. I hesitate to ask this, but do we have any smokers in the room? Please don't smoke around a barn. All right, do not drop your cigarette and stomp it out. That's what caused the fire down in Hamilton. All right, there was someone down there offloading shavings off the back of the truck, dropped a cigarette, thought he had pushed it out with his foot, walked away, the barn was gone. All right, so please don't do that. If you own a barn, do not let anyone smoke in your barn, and let people know that it's not tolerated near your barn. The other thing is, in your packages, all of you have a safety checklist, a fire safety checklist. So I'd like you to take a look and just pull that out right now. Excellent. All right. So this is your homework tonight, or tomorrow, or on the weekend. We have a checklist of the top 10 safety concerns, both inside and outside the barn. For any of those who are watching via the web, you can go to equineguelph.ca and click on additional resources, and this is printable on the website. We're also doing a whole exhibit and a series of things at the Can-Am. The Can-Am All Breeds Trade Show is April 1, 2, and 3. So we're sending out regular tweets going on for that. We're going to have Bob Webb, who's from the Fire Prevention Office in Toronto, doing talks all 3 days. There's going to be demonstrations on the Friday and the Saturday, and then we'll have lots of information going out as well. So do sign up for our Twitter feed. And just last couple of comments. You are the first line of defense. Your horses do depend on you. So if you're smoking at my barn, you better be on fire.
All right. Thanks, guys. Do we have any questions?
I don't know if you can answer this question, but did they ever determine if it was electrical or the hay? What was the cause of the fires? Or is there any?
I have not heard official word out from the fire marshal's office at this point. So lots of rumors, of course, always in our industry. But officially, no. But 80% of the fires out there, the insurance companies tell us, are electrical related. So wires not in conduit, wires that are hidden behind walls that the rats start to chew on, wires going up that have staples or they're put across rusty nails, radios that drop into water buckets, fans that are not made for an agricultural things, leaving the coffee pot on. So those are all, electrical things are one of the biggest fire risks for horse owners. Thank you very much, everybody, and look after your horses.